This episode of Walt Disney World Today is being sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, the official travel agency of WDW Today. And of course, if you want to make your next trip to Walt Disney World that much easier on yourself, why not give MEI and Mouse Fan Travel a try by having them help you plan your next trip? Give them a try. Go to www.mousefantravel.com.
Your next vacation time is oh so far away. You're counting down the seconds every single day. What are you to do? Well, there's one venue I recommend you turn to, where your magic withdrawal will finally be cured. Spend 3 days a week with Super Walt Disney World nerds. You can depend on Matt, Mike, and WDW Today. Oh,
It's Wednesday, August 26th, 2008, and this is episode 454 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hochberg of StudioCentral.com. We're Newell-less today, so joining me is Mike Scopa of AllEars.net. Welcome, Mike.
Instant communications create an ever-increasing flow of facts and figures. To manage this growing storehouse of information, we invent the computer, a revolutionary tool made practical by the tiny transistor.
Spaceship Earth?
Yes.
Just call me Newell. And also joining us is Len Testa, co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. How's it going, Len?
How's it going, Matt?
Outstanding. And it's Wednesday, and that means it's time to answer listener questions, and we'll start out with an email from Doug from Seattle. All right, hi guys. I recently found your website, and I'm blowing through your podcast while I work. I'm a Disney College Program alumni working at the Stormalong Bay Pool at the Yacht and Beach Club for about a year, so I have a good handle on the parks. My girlfriend and I are going on our first Disney cruise in October this year, and we're going to have a hard time finding the most cost-efficient mode of transportation from the ship port to the airport on the last day of our trip. We are using Magical Express from the hotel to the ship port, but the travel agent recommended a taxi to travel to the airport. Let me know if you can help. So they're using Magical Express from the hotel to the ship port. So I'm not sure what they're looking for. But cost efficient from the ship port to the airport. Well, if you're trying to get from the cruise to the airport, probably the best way that I found, I assume, Doug, it's just you and your girlfriend. If that's the case, two people, you might want to look into doing a one-way car rental. A lot of them do it. I've done it in the past. You can rent. Only a couple companies offer this option, not only having a one-way rental as an option, but also having a shuttle that'll come pick you up for free at the port terminal. That's key. I know that Budget and Avis do that for a fact. I think there might be another company or two, but you would definitely want to make sure that there is that shuttle. So that way the shuttle will come. You can go on the shuttle, leave your girlfriend with the luggage, and then swing back with the car. Probably the most easiest way to do it.
I was going to see if you finished that sentence. Leave your girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. I made sure I ended that part. So hopefully that'll answer your question. Doug has another question for us. In episode 442, there was a question about pool hopping. I used to work at the Yacht and Beach Club, as I mentioned, at Stormalong Bay, as a college program intern. My job was to check room key numbers along the bottom of the card to see if guests were indeed guests of the hotel, which granted them access to the pool. Based on the first two numbers of the room key, we knew if guests were staying at the Yacht and Beach Club or if they were pool hopping. Yeah. As a note to listeners, when I worked there in 2004, we stopped checking room keys at around 5 p.m. The best time to pool hop is at night. So,
ooh, that's a great tip. I heard the thing about the room key thing too, because some security guard at the Polynesian told me about it.
Nice. Yeah, that's great. I didn't know about that until Doug sent that email. So that's really useful for anyone who's looking to sidestep some of the rules, perhaps.
That's right.
Next email's from Meredith from Toronto. Hi, guys. I enjoy the podcast. Keep up the great work. Recalling a recent episode, Mike suggested afternoon tea to one of the listeners. I think that was me, actually. Everyone else mocked the idea. Why? I made my way over to the Grand Floridian's tea room earlier this week. In addition to the delicious food and drink, a relaxing room, and pleasant music provided by a pianist in the lobby, it was well worth the $25 for the Grand Tea. It was a really civilized way to spend an hour, especially if the Grand Floridian room rates $340 plus per night are beyond one's budget. I enjoyed my stay at Coronado Springs. The grounds were beautiful. I also discovered an, up to this point, hidden love of hammocks. I think, let me explain why they laughed at me and I was mocked, Meredith. It's simply because I suggested sort of a non-manly activity. So, yeah, that's why that would happen. I don't think you guys were mocking the actual event, more than my suggestion. of
No, I
it.
think tea is extremely civilized. It was the fact that you said it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very uncivilized. Yeah, in fact, I think Mike Scopa would say that I'm positively primeval. Meredith also writes, I also want to tell you about my experiences at Marrakesh restaurant in Epcot. Although the service was very attentive, the kebabs arrived undercooked. In spite of asking for very well done kebabs, this was disappointing. The kebabs and my drink were replaced. In spite of this event, I would return. The couscous was wonderful. I even had a chance to chat with Chef Mustafa a little later during my stay. Our paths crossed at the Tangerine Cafe. I had to console myself with its new version of couscous since the restaurant was closed to new arrivals by that point in the evening. That's interesting. That I mean, obviously, I'm glad it worked out for them. And Len, you generally get pretty good reviews about Restaurant Marrakesh, don't you?
Yeah,
People
I do,
actually go there.
Yeah, the people who go there generally like it quite a bit. It's less ethnic than it used to be. I remember going back in early '90s, and it was much more traditional than where you get salads, without salads without lettuce and stuff. And
Right.
it's been tamed down, but I still think it's fabulous. And Meredith's right. The service couldn't be friendlier.
Huh. Good. Next email is from Joe from City Island, who writes, Mangello, Matt, Mike, Len, and you too, Scopa. Way back in episode 336, you guys were kind enough to answer the questions I had, which pertained to taking my girlfriend, who hadn't been to Walt Disney World in over 15 years, to the resorts and the parks. I only had 3 days on site and asked for your thoughts about which park to omit for our visit. Your advice, as always, was really sound, even yours, Scopa. Boy, Mike, he really likes you.
He must save the charm for the women, for the ladies.
Mike, yeah.
Scopa's asleep. It's just you and me, Matt.
I guess so. Jeez. I think Scopa's like, well, if Newell's taking the show off, so will I.
Might as well. It's past his bedtime. The Geritol's not kicking in. He took Geritol PM.
Well, he's probably fielding questions from southern states that are in drought conditions, asking them, him to
Please
bring
come
the
visit.
hurricane. Yes, exactly.
Exactly. Geritol PM. That was great. All right, what's the question?
So Joe writes, well, it turns out that we had an absolute blast, and we've been together ever since. So since she's a pretty amazing woman, I've decided to ask her to marry me. I'm taking her down to Walt Disney World in January for the Walt Disney World Marathon. In one of many countless moments of utter stupidity, I signed up for the Goofy Challenge. And during our stay, I'd like to pop the question. So, since I have absolutely no sense of romance whatsoever, my idea of a romantic date is taking my lady to a restaurant that doesn't require an answer to the question, do you want fries with that? I'd like to ask you gentlemen the following.
You're going to have to do it on the show.
What would you consider to be a few of the most romantic spots in Walt Disney World? And if you were going to pop the question on site, how would you do it?
Me and you.
Well, Mike, you and Mary
Yes.
Antoinette really hit it off pretty well. What was your secret? Any
My
spots?
secret?
Well, any spots in
Yes.
Walt Disney World that come to mind?
There is a place in the Polynesian, I believe it's called Sunset Point,
Yes, you're right.
and it goes way out over the water, and it's a very nice place to not just pop the question, but probably get married. And I have actually witnessed some weddings out there. It's very remote, it's very romantic, and it's a very nice place to watch the Wishes fireworks at night. The problem is that a lot of people are discovering that spot, but that would be my number one spot.
Yeah, there's some great spots.
That is so cliche. I'm gonna puke. Here's what you do.
It's the Geritol PM kicker.
It's Geritol PM. Here's what you do. You pop the question
Where?
just as you guys get in the cars for Rock and Roller Coaster, and just as you feel the catapult backing into your car, and when they start counting 3, 2, 1, at 3 you say, "Hey, by the way, would you marry me?" And then you
Living a roller coaster.
Security, clean up on aisle Testa, please.
I think my way is the best way to go. Rock and Roller Coaster.
There's some good spots. Also, some less. Mike brought up a good one.
Tower of Terror.
Yeah, another good one. Mike brought up a good point. Sunset Point is actually very, very romantic. In fact, it is a good spot, especially if you go there right before Wishes, because I think ideally you want to surprise her, and so you want to go someplace like that's completely out of the way, but you want to have a good reason for it. So right before Wishes, it would make sense. Otherwise,
She's so totally gonna know what's going on if you go there. Totally.
So other
Mine
spots. Yes. Other spots you could do it is the Wishing Well and the Magic Kingdom, which is right behind Cinderella's Castle in Fantasyland.
Kiss and tell.
But, really, nothing says romantic proposals like Disney's Hollywood Studios. I should know. I proposed over there. I mean, well, Len, you did suggest the studios, 2 places, in fact.
I did suggest 2 places in the studio, so I think the studios isn't bad. I wouldn't do it anywhere where she knows it's coming. I would do it completely unexpected.
Yeah, you know what? Have one of our friends of the show, Francis Flute, help you out over there. Have him talk to him a little bit. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Francis Flute would do it. Yeah.
Yeah, give him a.
And frankly, I don't know why I'm giving romantic advice to anyone.
This is the man who sleeps in the backseat of the Ford Explorer every couple nights out of the week.
Exactly. Really, don't listen to a damn thing I said.
Joe writes, I want to do this right, and your help would be appreciated. As always, thanks in advance for your thoughts, and keep up the great work. I'm a long-time listener and will remain one because of your chemistry is hysterical. Thank you, Joe. Good luck, bro, as we often say. Next email is from Karen, who writes, my 4 friends of 20-plus years and I decided to get together for a girls' weekend and do the new Princess Half Marathon at the tune of $120. Ouch. My friends lured me into it by combining our years of friendship and my love of Disney, so how could I say no? Of the 4 of us, there are 2 marathon runners who said, come on, it would be fun doing this with a tiara on, and we could walk it in 3.5 hours easy. The other 2 of us said things like, a marathon's like 2 or 3 blocks, right? And we can walk it, right? After these comments and a little reality check, the Superwomen agreed to walk it with the slugs. So my question is twofold. First, I guess this is for Scopa. Do you think it's realistic for a somewhat in-shape gal to train in 10 months to basically speed walk a marathon?
Yes. I think
10 months?
10 months.
Yes,
definitely.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely need to. I would advise that she pick up one of the books that offers training and follow it to the letter. But she's going to have to walk pretty fast, and walking the 26 miles is actually more tiring than running the 26 miles because you're using more muscles, you're using more energy. But I think that she can do it, but she has to stick to it and stick to a plan.
Okay. Because I guess Karen.
Is it a marathon or is it a half marathon?
Half marathon.
13 miles.
She's not going to walk it in 3.5 hours. There's no way you can walk.
Scopa, 13 miles, 3.5 hours. It's 4 miles an hour.
Wait a minute, Len. She's doing a full marathon. She's going to walk.
No, half marathon.
I swear to God.
Oh, she's doing a half marathon.
Cut them off.
Half marathon, sure.
What were those like? Those old like things old people used to stick in their ears in like the 1800s to hear better. Those conch looking things.
Hey, at least I ran with Philippides,
That's right.
That's right.
He was at the original marathon, the Battle
right.
of.
Karen also
he died. He died after the 26 miles.
That's
Couldn't
true.
even have a beer with him afterwards.
It shows you that no human being is supposed to run that far. Go ahead. They're just not made for it.
Mike, you'd mentioned some of the books. Karen asked, do you know of any good websites to get a training schedule from, like how far to walk and how often, etc.?
HalHigdon.com. HalHigdon.
I'll put a link in the show notes to that.
And another book too that a lot of people use is Marathon for Mortals.
Yeah, I have it. That's a good book.
Cool. Next email's from Jason in LA, better known as JPenguin150 on WGWToday.com. Hoorah! Who writes, I think the breakfast in the parks is somewhat underwhelming. There are 2 options, really, the bakery-type counter service or the character breakfast buffet. Let me explain my gripe. I wake up at 8 a.m., shower, dress, and I'm at the rope drop. Let's just say I'm at Disney's Hollywood Studios. I'll do Tower and Rock and Roller Coaster, do the Great Movie Ride, and fast pass the next attraction. It's now 10:30, and a bagel from Starring Rolls just won't do it. And I'm not really in the target demographic for the Playhouse Disney buffet. I'd love to go to 50's primetime for an omelet before continuing with my touring plan, but sadly, there I am, a chocolate croissant and coffee waiting in line for the next attraction. Do you think Disney will or should expand its breakfast offerings for people that want more than a Danish but have newelitis?
I think that's
newelitis is, of course, for some of our newer listeners. You can check the wiki at WGWToday.com, but newelitis is a fear, a very deep fear of characters.
I think this is actually a great point because this is what happened to me when we were in Epcot during the Eat Around the World, where I got hungry at 10:30, and if I would have been able to have like a breakfast burrito or something, I would have been.
But you could have, Len. You could have gone to the Land. We could have had it at the Land.
Who's going to walk that far? And plus, he's in the studios.
Well, that was an example. But yeah.
You're right. I could have, but it's just too far. No, but I do like the idea of like a late breakfast that's not that's not pastries. Although I've been dieting now for like a month, so the idea of any food right now sounds really good. But
no, I agree. I think that there's definitely, as Jason pointed out, kind of underwhelming and an overwhelming options, and nothing like just
nothing, all or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would just be nice to have a simple option. I know in the studios actually you can go to ABC Commissary. They have a decent bagel and omelet kind of
It
combo.
would be good, like an omelet wrap. That would be awesome.
Yeah, so there you go.
I gotta have some eggs.
What?
Omelet wrap. Sorry.
Oh wow,
Oh, nice.
jeez.
Wow.
Boy, you're slow tonight, Matt. You sure you didn't have the Geritol?
Next email is from Eileen. You're right. I think this is good for Len. Why do you guys, as well as listeners, say Mangello when they first speak? By the way, I love the show. It makes my workouts go so much faster, as well as the time in the car.
So Lou Mangello is the host of the WDW radio show, and he's also the author of the Walt Disney World trivia books, and he's a good friend of ours. So last year, I think, during one of the many get-togethers that we have, we realized that Lou's last name, Mangello, is an all-purpose greeting and epithet. Mm-hmm. So we can say Mangello when you're really, really mad or something like that. And also now it's a generic greeting like Aloha. Mangello.
Isn't that in the wiki? Is it in the wiki, Matt?
Yeah, it's in the wiki, actually.
It is in the wiki, so definitely check out the wiki at www.com, where you can find answers to a lot of inside jokes that you might not be getting.
Wiki.
Next email is from Jim in North Carolina. All right, hi, Matt and the gang. Great show. Like Sting, I have come here only seeking knowledge.
I have only come here seeking knowledge. The kind they would not teach me of in college.
Ah,
very good.
Roxanne!
No, wrong song.
That's all they'll need.
That's wrapped around your finger.
Oh.
I'll be wrapped. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, you were saying something about something?
Yes, my wife and I are proud owners of a 3-year-old, well-behaved, potty-trained.
Proud owners of a 3-year-old?
Wait, small dog.
Oh.
And my wife wants to bring our dog along when we go to Walt Disney World. Aside from the kennels at Epcot, is there any place we can keep our dog during our stay? We're Disney Vacation Club members and didn't know if there are any pet-friendly rooms on property. If not, do we have any other options you'd recommend? Also, have you heard any feedback about the kennels at Epcot? Well, each of the parks has a kennel at the 4 parks. The only thing about the kennel, which is different than I'm sure any kennel you've ever been to outside Walt Disney World, is you have to come back and walk the dog yourself.
Yeah.
They're
Do
fun.
you have to bring your own food, too?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure. I haven't used it firsthand, but I've just heard nothing but good things about it. Other than you have to come walk the dog yourself. You want to keep in mind also. I think, Len, isn't Fort Wilderness you can bring pets, like to a campground?
Yes.
Yeah, that's I think the only one you can bring a pet to.
You know,
But only if you're hooking up, not if you're in the wilderness homes.
Right, if you're in one of the cabins or something. Right. Len?
I
do have
Okay.
friends that go to Fort Wilderness and bring
Okay.
their dogs.
All right. Well, then you're. I remember Hannah asking me this question in June when we were there, and I didn't see any dogs or anything, but it could have just been a coincidence. Yeah. Cool. All right.
I'm pretty sure you can bring dogs to Fort Wilderness.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
Okay. Next email's from Rick of St. Louis, Missouri, who writes, Mangello. First, a kudos on episode 414, Eat Around the World. I was laughing out loud, which wouldn't be so bad, but I was at the gym on the treadmill. When Longfingers Testa broke into the purging story, I had to stop. I had half the gym looking at me, wondering if I had lost my mind. I have a couple of quick, hopefully at least, questions for you. First, you mentioned before your May trip that you were going to visit the Coral Reef again for lunch. How was it? Len mentioned he had heard the quality had improved. Did you find that to be true?
I didn't go.
Nope, we didn't go. We blew it off because that was that day.
Yeah.
October, darn it. Yeah.
What restaurants would you recommend for large parties, like 10 people or so? I assume Le Cellier would be first.
No.
Beer garden.
Yeah, Beer Garden would be great.
I would say Tusker House is a place to go.
Oh yeah, you're high on Tusker House.
The way they've arranged the tables, it's very easy to have 10 there. Also, I actually had 10 people. So 10 people at Boma. That would be expensive, but Boma's another place.
Trails End. I'm having my
Trails End.
Yeah, I'm having a party of 50 at Trails End, so yeah, it can be done. One of the other options I was thinking about was Teppan Edo in Japan. After I think Mike, you said Beer Garden, but the problem with that is that I think it's only 8 people in.
Yeah, I don't think you can get 10 at a table. 1,
Yeah.
2.
I think it's like 8 or so.
7. Yeah, I think you get 8. Yeah.
I think it's only 8 at Beer Garden too.
Oh, is that right? Oh, that might be an issue. I mean, the advantage of the I mean, you go to any other restaurant for a party at 10, you just have to call well in advance to get that because it's a little bit harder to get that taken care of. But that's also the good thing that we'd mentioned Trails End, and the advantage there is the restaurants that have the lower demand have it's easier to get kind of the big parties thrown in there as opposed to like you jokingly said Le Cellier, because that's such
like Nine Dragons.
Yeah, exactly.
On a night when Newell isn't around, yeah.
Rick also wants to know, it's now the end of May, insert year here, and the November park hours are still out. Well, they're out now.
Yeah.
And they're out. So that answers that question, Rick. Very good. Next email is from Jonathan Walker of the Mouse Comedy Podcast, who writes, hey guys, I've got a question for you, so here we go. After looking at the Magic Gear Way ticket prices, I saw that if you're going to get a 3-day pass, you might as well spend the extra $30 or so and get a 10-day pass, and then get the no expiration option. That was, of course, till I saw that the no expiration option prices go up with every day of the ticket. So my question is this. Could you say buy an 8-day pass, then after spending 3 days at the park, go pay for the no expiration option for the remaining 5 days instead of paying for the initial 8 days, this way getting around paying so much for the expiration date?
That's a great question, but I don't think it's possible. And the reason why I don't think it's possible is because if you did it for 9 days and wanted to buy the 10th day, no expiration, there is no 1 day no expiration.
Yeah, well, I think the other thing is when you buy a Magic Your Way ticket, you have 14 days within the first use of the ticket to modify it. And so when you go in there, you with your little plan, I think what they're going to see is that the ticket was originally an 8-day pass, and they'll charge you the 8-day rate for it.
I think so, yeah, exactly.
Jonathan also writes, P.S. Len, I want to thank you for the 2008 unofficial guide. It was a great tool on my last trip, as after recording Music in the Bushes, a la Newell, I went to get a Dole Whip and was able to use the unofficial guide to hit the other people out of my way without leaving a mark.
It's always good.
I was then able to enjoy my tasty treat while checking out StudioCentral.com on my iPhone. Thanks for all the hard work you put into the unofficial guide to make it so thick. Anything thinner wouldn't have as much oomph in it.
That's awesome.
The unofficial guide, the best friend of a blunt object, really. Next email is from Stephanie from Comstock Park, Michigan. Writes, first, you guys are awesome. Thanks for the great tips and entertainment on my free moments at work. We're headed to Walt Disney World in September, flying to Orlando, and have a question about Magical Express. We've never used the service because we always rent a car. Because we have 2 young kids, and I'm a control freak and can't vacation without being able to do whatever I want, whenever I want. Anyway.
You're among friends here. Go ahead.
Exactly. Anyway, I know Disney says that Magical Express cannot be used for luggage only, meaning we actually have to ride the bus with our bags.
Nah,
but
that's not true.
I'm wondering if we went to the Disney Welcome Center at the airport and checked in, but then we never actually boarded a Magical Express bus, what would happen to our luggage? Which we would have put the Magical Express tags on before we left our home airport. Would our bags get to the resort eventually? And if we didn't actually ride the bus to the resort? We've theorized that. I think if you put the tags on the bag, especially if you go check in actually and just don't go on the bus, that would probably work. The only caveat to that is it's kind of hard to. You'd have to go during a busier time because when you go to the desk, you check in, and the entrance there's like little queue lines set up for the buses, and it's like right there. It's kind of hard to turn around and go in the wrong direction. I'm sure they'll yell at you unless you said everyone's going to the bathroom right now, and it's like, yeah, we're going to the bathroom right now. And you hear a car speed off in the background. But, I think it's theoretically possible. I don't know. Len, do you have any other idea?
I think it is possible, yeah.
Okay. Next email is from Justin Hooper of Plymouth, Massachusetts, who writes, hi guys, love the show. In reference to episode 415, you had a question from Jan of Michigan asking if Regular Wishes will be shown during the week of Halloween. We did the week of October 18th in 2006 and attended one of the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties, and also took our then 2-year-old daughter to the Magic Kingdom to see Regular Wishes, only to find that even on not so scary Halloween party nights, they showed Hollow Wishes. We were bummed, but what can you do?
Really? They were bummed by Hollow Wishes?
I guess they wanted the real thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Keep the good work. We'll be there the same week this year, but not attending Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. We will be going to the Magic Kingdom again on non-party nights, so I'll let you know if it's the same this year. And we thank Justin for that. Next email is from, who's this from? Tim from Nutley, New Jersey, who writes, hi dudes, quick question. I'll be at the Holy Land Saturday, September 27th, and the Disney website says the Magic Kingdom is open till midnight. I can't figure out why, as this is the slow season. None of the days around this time have the park open nearly as late. Perhaps there was a typo on the Disney website, or am I missing something? I'm a long-time listener. Keep up the great work. If it's a Saturday, that's usually, they usually open later in the week than other days of the week. At the Magic Kingdom, at least. And the Magic Kingdom tends to have the longest normal park hours of any of the 4 theme parks. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. And although it is September, it's it's a Saturday, and it's still kind of I guess it's not that busy, but it's it's not a totally dead time of the year, especially I think with free dining and everything going on.
Exactly.
Well, why would they do that in September and not have the same thing in July or August?
What do you mean?
Having late hours.
Oh, no, they have late hours. What are you talking about in July and August?
On Saturday till midnight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All the time.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In fact, I mean, during the summertime, what you have is you have a lot of nights, not just Saturday night, where you'll have
Summertime.
ridiculously late. Next email is from Rafi from Manila, Philippines, who writes, not a Van Halen fan.
Ooh. Oh well. What's the next letter after that?
Rafi writes, hey boys and Annette, Mongel everyone. Thanks so much for helping me out decide on which of the hotels to stay, which back in episode 412 for my 14-day Disney honeymoon. My girlfriend and I decided to go with Wilderness Lodge, a villa over Polynesian, no king-size bed, and Dolphin, the no Disney dining plan. Is the Wilderness Lodge villa better than the regular Wilderness Lodge?
Is it what size room?
Villa
Is it,
versus a regular room, I guess.
But I mean, is it a studio?
Oh, he didn't say.
The rooms do test a little bit better, which is a bit unusual for 2 rooms in the same building. So I don't think we see much of a difference between Boardwalk and Boardwalk Villas, for example. But yeah, I think the rooms are slightly better at the villas. I think the decor is a little off-putting to me, but people love it. It does get very high satisfaction marks from readers. So I think Rafi will have no problems there at all.
Okay. Rafi
Yeah,
also,
I think it'd be absolutely fine. I think the food's probably a little bit better there too.
yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, good choices. Is he renting a car?
doesn't say.
Okay.
Would you recommend he rent a car also?
Yeah, Wilderness Lodge. Yeah, it couldn't hurt. Wilderness Lodge, by the way, is one of the few A-rated resorts in the unofficial guide. Ding.
Oh, nice. Rafi also wants to know, my question also is, my girlfriend loves seafood. I love steak. Which restaurants on property do you recommend for seafood and or steak?
Pretty much any place has steak, right? It's sort of the default.
Yeah.
But I think we mentioned it in the last show, or one of the last listener question shows, was Shula's, where you can get, a lobster the size of a Martian, invading robot or something. They're huge. California Grill, you can get a steak pretty much anywhere.
Yeah,
California Grill's known for seafood. Narcoossee's known for seafood, but you can also probably get a pretty decent steak there.
You get fish and chips at Rose and Crown, although I wouldn't order a steak there.
No, I don't think the English are known for steaks, are they?
No, not particularly. At least not steaks that don't make you go mad.
Maybe burning at the steak. I don't know.
Nice Mad Cow reference. That was good. That's good. I got you there, babe. I got you.
Thank you. The other place that comes to mind, Len, would be Hollywood Brown Derby. I had a nice tuna dish over there, and I know that Newell had the steak. I'm pretty sure he had.
I had the duck. Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. In the parks. Where would you go in the parks? I can't really think of anywhere.
Brown Derby.
Chico?
Well, Chico's not in the parks.
No. I'm thinking Chico has monkfish and stuff like that.
I don't think they have I know they have fish. I'm not sure if they have just a.
They have to have a steak.
Good.
Have to. It's a law. It's the Disney law.
This is a good opportunity for All Ears Net and one of their menu things. Next email is from Ted Knapp of Fairport, New York, who writes, hi, guys. I'm a newbie. Love the podcast. My wife, 5-year-old son, and I are visiting the world in early December 2008. We're staying at Port Orleans Riverside for 9 nights. For my son, it's his first visit to the parks. My wife and I are Walt Disney World veterans, especially since I lived in Orlando from 1987 to 1995. So my question is there a folding privacy divider available to separate the 2 beds at night? My son falls asleep better if there are no distractions. Plus, my wife may want to have a little privacy to ourselves. Wink, wink. He did write wink, wink in there.
He did?
Yes, he did.
Wow, that's awesome.
I hope your son's not listening to this. No, there are no privacy dividers. That this is like Disney Cruise Line, for instance, has one, but not in the rooms.
Just be very, very quiet.
I need to shower just from this one question. I can't.
Jeez.
Yeah. I feel dirty.
Well, since Newell's not here, someone's got to pick the last question of the show.
I don't. So, I mean, wait, hold on. Let's go back to the
We
privacy
don't have a
divider.
Newell soundboard? Jeez.
What are we doing? What are we doing for the privacy divider? Are we doing anything? Are we saying no? Saying bring your own?
Go to the bathroom? I don't know.
Give the kid a lot of wine?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, drug up your kid. That's always a good idea.
Good. Lord.
No, and that. I mean, no. You're kind of out of luck if you want.
Good luck, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, yeah, Newell's not here. So who wants to answer the last question here? Wants to pick the last question?
I'll
Why
pick.
don't you give us the option?
Well, since Mike,
I'll pick Phelan. I'll pick Phelan.
I'll pick Okay, so Scopa will pick the question. All right, so Scopa, here's your options: e-ticket, AP question, 3 parks 1 day.
Oh, 3 parks 1 day for Mr. Testa.
All right. The last email today is going to be from Mike from Massachusetts. Because my family of 5 have been to Walters World many times in the past few years and have the opportunity to go for 1 day on a stopover in October on October 16th. I was hoping to run my 3-park and 1 day plan by you to see what you think. We're staying offsite at the Nick Hotel, arriving the night of the 15th. And we'd be at the studios for Rope Drop, Toy Story Mania, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Tower. Then off to Epcot for Soarin', Test Track, and a trip around World Showcase. We have a 4:45 ADR at Tudo Italia. After dinner, go to the Magic Kingdom for Splash Mountain, Big Thunder, and fireworks. The kids are 11, 9, and 6, and are Disney veterans, and are accustomed to the long days and lots of walking. We would be driving to each location, not using Disney transportation. Am I crazy, or could this work?
What was the first park?
Studios.
Studios.
So Studios, Toy Story Mania, Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower. That's easy. No problem there.
Yeah.
Definitely go in that order.
And Epcot.
Epcot, Soarin', Test Track, and World Showcase for much of the afternoon.
I mean, you're gonna have to get a fast pass for Soarin' as soon as you get in, and then
Deal
Test
with Test Track.
yeah. Well, that or just wait 2 hours and get a fast pass for Test Track.
They'll be in Epcot. They'll probably be in. Well, what time are they? What?
At least until 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, because they have a 4:45 ADR at Tudo Italia.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I mean, and then Magic Kingdom, Splash Mountain, Big Thunder, and then fireworks. That'll be fairly simple.
Well, 45 could be when their fast passes for Soarin' too.
Yeah, and it's helping them. Is the 16th a Saturday? What day of the week is October 16th? Because if it's a Saturday or something, I mean, like we had mentioned earlier, they have. That's a Thursday.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's a Thursday. Yeah. I mean, you have to look at the park hours at the Magic Kingdom, make sure they're going to work for you. Because I mean, now, but truth be told, I mean, when you're trying to do 3 parks in 1 day, it's much easier than 4 parks in 1 day.
Yeah.
So that won't be an issue. Just your ADR might be a bit of an issue, but I think you'll be okay. Well, that's it for us today. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the Walt Disney World Today website at wdwtoday.com. And don't forget that this episode of Walt Disney World Today has been sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, the official travel agency of WDW Today. And when you're trying to plan out to go to Walt Disney World for just 1 day and go to 3 rides in 1 day, you know what? Rather than have you try to figure out or wait 3 months for us to email it, the good folks at MEI and Mouse Fan Travel will be happy to help you with your crazy plan. And they'll be more than happy to help you out. So give them a try. Visit them at www.mousefantravel.com. For Glenn Testa, Mike Scopa, and the vacationing Mike Newell, you bum. I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.